Number 4 this evening will be contested in the featherweight division under C-class rules over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 65.7 kilos and trains out of Gamebred Academy. Tonight he makes his MMA debut. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alan Mann. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 65.8 kilos and trains out of Southside MMA. Tonight he also makes his MMA debut. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Seyar Sujad. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Hiwa Tarangi.
So Seyar believes that this might be a bit of a striker versus grappler type matchup with Seyar himself backing himself as a bit of a wrestler. He seems pretty comfortable on his feet right now.
So straight into the body lock here, looking quite strong in this position. Nice head position as well. And look at that, beautiful stuff from Seyar Sujad.
Just keeping the pressure, keeping his hips off the mat, into the close guard for Alan Mann here.
And interestingly enough, with Southside having such a high-level black belt and Pasha Stolia as their head coach, it's actually their wrestling program, which is probably one of the strongest abilities in their gym.
Beautiful back take there. Yeah, definitely. They do have a strong wrestling program. Paul loves his wrestling, so we're seeing it on display here.
So the strong wrestling, the story of this fight so far in the opening minute. Seyar Sujad with already a couple of takedowns as we see now the position reversed by Alan Mann.
Got double unders here. Under over, dishing some knees to the outside of the thigh there, softening him up.
So interesting position here. If I was in Alan Mann's corner, I'd probably be yelling for him to try and break this clinch. Seems like playing with fire here, trying to mix things up in the grappling range with Seyar Sujad.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to prove a point. He's happy to mix it. He fancies his wrestling too.
Fight's definitely started at a high pace, and the boys haven't seemed to slow down at all just yet.
Nice frame by Mann to get off. Good kick in
nice
there to deliver.
kick.
Yeah, and we really saw the face wince there of Seyar Sujad. Oh, big right hand landed straight down the pipe.
This one's got the packed Mansfield Tavern crowd going loud, nice and loud, cheering on their fighters here.
So back up against the fence we go here. Seyar Sujad once again just racking up more control time. Looks very comfortable here in these grappling exchanges. On the pre-fight questionnaire, he made it very clear that he sees the advantage here in this fight in the wrestling department. And we've seen him already net a couple of takedowns. So interesting style matchup here, gentlemen. As looks like a warning there from our referee about grabbing the cage.
So Joel, yourself as a coach, are you wanting to see your fighters with their debut experience at all? Are you wanting a 30-second knockout? Are you actually wanting to get 3 rounds out of them? What are you hoping yourself as a coach?
I reckon two's good. 2 rounds is good. Everyone wants that quick finish. Yeah, and it's great. It's great when it happens, but the real first fight has to be the second fight. Then you need to get that a little bit of cage time.
Yeah, certainly no substitute for experience in there. You can do all the sparring rounds you want, but nothing compares to actually stepping inside the cage here. And great showing on both sides here of this one. Very clear what both fighters' game plans appear to be. Seyar Sujad there with a couple of nice takedowns early on, and we did see the striking of Alan Mann on display there as well. So pretty tricky one to score, gentlemen. I'm not sure which side you guys are leaning.
Yeah, well, what do you think, Matt? You go.
Well, I was only just thinking about it again. It all comes down to the great matchmaking by Jason Lonergan again. You know, I think Seyar had some really strong ground and pound at the start, a really nice takedown, but Alan Mann striking, you know, the one thing that I remember from that round is that big body kick that Seyar winced at, and then he followed it up with a big right hand as well, which he didn't like the look of when he ran away from it as well. So in the back of my mind, they're the two things that I remember. But again, once again, a really close round. Joel, how do you see it?
Well, I'll refrain from commentary for that one. Nice big push kick to the face. I'll come back at round 2.
So back to the body there goes Alan Mann. And straight back in on the legs and finishes the takedown. This time is Seyar Sujad. Looking a little bit more comfortable here now in half guard, trying to pin Alan Mann's shoulders and hips to the mat and potentially look to try and take them out.
You would have to think a fly on the wall in the red corner between those rounds. There might have been a direction to get this fight to the ground. As we see a reversal.
Ah, beautiful. So a half guard sweep. Nice work there. He's got the underhook on the right hand side. Man, he could look to advance the position.
And what would you call that? Bit of a
Americana from the bottom.
Well, points for creativity there from Seyar Sujad. So this is one thing that a lot of wrestlers transitioning into MMA can often struggle with, and it's that bottom position. On top, obviously they're monsters, but it really is a different world when you're on your back, trying to work on your hip escapes and trying to get yourself either into a submission attempt to create a scramble or look for a sweep or an opportunity to get back to your feet. As
Man here with about to defend a mount reversal, he ends up on the bottom here. He can come up to his knees, and they're back into the wrestling. That was a good little piece of play here.
Oh, anaconda attempt. Anaconda attempt here from Seyar Sujad.
I'm not sure he's deep enough on it for this. Both these guys are backwards and forwards here with their reversals and their control. I think this is very evenly matched.
Yes, so tip of the matchmaker's cap again to Jason Lonergan, the man behind Wimp to Warrior Season 4 finale here at the Mansfield Tavern. Absolutely packed room as always, as we see yet again another sweep. So both boys just trading sweeps here.
Yeah. Well, they won't need to get the cleaners in. There's been enough sweeps on this floor at the Mansfield Tavern.
So Seyar doing a great job of keeping both hips and both shoulder blades of Alan Mann flat on the mat. Does take away a lot of your offensive opportunities from the bottom and the potential for sweeps. As we see now, looking to try and get clear of that half guard into either a side control or a mount.
Right in front of his coach here, so he's getting the directions. As Mann clears some space, and that's it for the. I'm going to go one apiece for that.
Could very well be all locked up at this stage. Difficult to know exactly how the judges have seen it. That round in particular was absolute chaos in the grappling exchanges.
Yeah, getting that mount position. Sometimes I've spoken about this before in the C-class fights. That mount spot, it's not a lot you can do. You can't throw the punches to get the arms away, the elbows away from the body, so it kind of closes down those armbar submissions you'd normally go for, and they're definitely not going to turn to their belly to defend punches like they would in B and Pro Club. So getting to the mount sometimes can be a bit of a stalemate when they in the C-class. But for sure, when you get there, make sure you're controlling the position. I picked this one going to the ground again. I think it's going to go to the guy who can control the position. So, get a position, get a top position, and try and control it.
And it looks like our referee now, Kiriwa Tarangi, going to clap us in for the third and final round here. Fight number 4 this evening, a 15-fight card coming at you tonight here from the Mansfield Tavern, as we see both boys exchanging some jabs early on.
Again, you'd be hard-pressed for anyone to be watching this fight to say that this is both of these boys' MMA debut as well. They've showed some great skill, some tremendous composure as well.
Nice turning off the cage by Mann. He's going to have to do that again.
So some technical escape work there to try and get himself off the cage. But look at that. Beautiful stuff. Hooking the leg there from Seyar Sujad. And here we go now. Back in top half guard is the man from Southside MMA via Afghanistan.
Very nice here. We find that Mann's been able to somehow reverse or get back to his feet. We'll see if he can do that again here. Trying to sneak out the back. He's going to need to post on that right hand, and being stopped because the cage is there right now.
Yeah, so good work there from Alan Mann, trying to look for some creative ways to try and escape this bottom position. Seyar Sujad hit to most of the tricks up until this point, though.
He's got that head pressure right in the face there. Sometimes that can be worse than a punch.
Oh, look for the armbar attempt.
Looking for that omoplata out the back. He's locked up in a crucifix.
So his favourite submission is the rear naked choke. So it'll be interesting to see if he starts to make his way around to the back.
Got the top crucifix locked up here. Mann needs to get his right hand back, or at least get it in front of his face. He can lock his hands together. Back into half guard.
So nice work there from Alan Mann. As he now gets himself in a bit of a better position. Still on bottom though, and a mount take there from Seyar Sujad.
Pasha Story from the corner there, screaming out to pass the guard. And he's worked his way into a full mount position.
Controlling that mount now, so
looking at grapevine the legs there is Seyar Sujad.
With only 40 seconds to go, you would think, despite Seyar dominating this round so far, you'd think a sweep here with a very active game from Alan from top, you'd hope wouldn't sway the judges. So really important for Seyar to maintain position here.
So doing a much better job in this round of controlling that top position, like you mentioned in between the second and third there, Joel. So Seyar Sujad obviously receiving some instructions to that extent. And it looks like the escape coming. But look at this, beautiful transition onto the back. But the 10-second clapper goes. Likely going to the scorecards is this one.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a good little fight. I've enjoyed the jiu-jitsu exchanges, and this will definitely be going to the judges.
Again, great fight again. Two boys making their debut. Both should be really proud. So despite both boys thinking it was going to be a bit of a grappler versus striker matchup, as they say, every fight hits the ground, and that's pretty much predominantly where most of that fight took place.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of a grappler versus grappler. They both showed good grappling, promising technique from both fighters, and both teams should be happy with that. Unfortunately, only one can win, so I think that mount control in the end of the third is probably going to be enough to tip it towards Hussein.
So ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the bout 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, Seyar Sujad.